Why would you say that as soon as I start the stream?
Because you said they loud as balls.
YouTube, there's been like 20,000 technical difficulties with this. I got my light on. I'm agitated as hell. And I just want to get this over with now. Because, like, I want to drop a stream. And this is the best we got. We're going to watch these 12 story animations or whatever.
Drop a stream and
Funny
dip.
at the time in the
Do you
town.
hear?
Yep.
This is a vivid memory in my brain that would never.
But they getting lit.
One day, I was
Shut
at a club
up.
with a few friends. I saw a cute girl, which was totally my type at first glance. She had blonde hair and deep brown eyes.
Nice.
Her nose was tiny and cute. Her lips were red like a rose.
Pervert.
I approached her and I asked if she wanted a drink or something. She said yeah, and we drank a lot. She told me to come by her place. I hesitated at first,
too easy.
but soon I agreed.
Real stuff. That's probably
I
gonna
told
be
my
ugly.
friends that I was
Ugly.
leaving early, and we booked
No,
a
I'm not
cab.
stupid.
We got in the cab, and 15 minutes later, we arrived at
There
her
go that
house.
sound.
Her apartment had a 2-floor. Nothing special, but just normal. We stepped inside.
Well, it was killing on the
All of
piano.
a sudden, I smelled something rotten. I got a bit nauseous and asked her if I could use the bathroom. She smiled and said yes.
Poop. You ain't wash
I
up?
rushed in, and as I did, the smell got stronger.
Bruh,
That's where the smell was coming from.
it's a body in the
At first,
bath.
I didn't pay attention and
How do you know? You
puked
watch
into
it?
the sink.
No, if they always
I
do
thought
that.
I had
It
drunk a
stunk
bit
so
too
bad.
much, but it was not. Just then, I heard a splash of water right beside the bathtub.
What I say, bro.
I turned, opened the door curtain, and then what I saw made my heart drop.
A body, ain't it?
A dead body.
God dang! 1, 2, 3. That they was on your boy, bro.
I knew it, bruh. First of all, she's dumb. If she was bringing somebody home and niggas said, "Hey, can I use your bathroom?" You got a dead body in the bathroom. You gonna say yes? Nah, my bathroom broke.
Of a boy around my
You trying to jump in
age,
this thing or not?
mutilated, was lying.
I just
in the
realized they
bathtub
slit his neck
obliquely.
too.
Why she cut
As
all
I
his
got
arms out,
closer,
didn't
I
slice his neck?
realized
Like, can you
that
just
his
start with
right
that?
leg was cut off too. I was freaked out. I wanted to scream, but it didn't come out.
She a
I
cannibal.
decided not to go outside because she might be a psychopath killer and could kill me too.
Where you
I
think the
tried to find an escape. Then I spotted something that I wasn't expecting. A small pocket knife stuck out from his jean
I'm
pocket.
straight going at her throat.
I cautiously took the knife and
Not with
flicked
the knife.
door open. There was no one outside, and only that girl was sitting
Well,
on
if
the
she
steps.
was really cute. You know what I
I
gotta do
asked her
first.
what was in the bathtub,
She,
and suddenly her expression got different. She flashed a maniac grin.
why
and
would
then she
you
took out something
ask that,
from the
yo?
bag, a knife.
What's in the
All of
bathroom?
a sudden, she lunged
Oh,
toward
that's my
me,
brother.
but I
Like-
dodged it. I took out my knife and swung around as soon as she came to me and kicked her.
What? Ah!
She let out a
Watch
scream
out!
as she fell to the ground. I heard some
Oh.
noise upstairs, but I
Oh,
wasn't
she
going to
got
check that out.
reinforcements.
I sprinted out the door and ran 2 blocks straight without stopping.
Hey, nigga,
Then
give me that
called
butt.
the
Come here.
cops. The cops searched the whole house and arrested
supposed to be
3
scary,
people,
shut
all
up.
charged for murdering innocent young boys.
Damn.
Then I
That's
took
what
a
happens.
cab back to my house. I called and told my parents about this incident. I wasn't able to sleep
wasn't
that night
smiling.
at all. This was the scariest I've ever experienced. And
What?
who knew what would have happened
Why is
if
there
I
an
didn't
ad?
find that knife?
Bruh, why? Bruh, why this ad is playing? Why would you sit there? What's in your bathtub?
It's been like
What you
4
think she finna
hours.
say?
Instead of holding us.
Still perfectly. The keyboard on this Legion 5 is amazing.
Stupid.
All right, ready to keep gaming?
I love how it start lagging on this ad.
Captain Sparkles.
My stepdad was a total
My mom
psycho.
used to work as a taxi driver.
So was my
As they
She
tend to be.
started to go out with one of her coworkers. Let's call him Larry, for the sake of the story. He seemed like a nice guy at first. Finally, they got married and had a daughter, and we will call her Ruby. But once
Ruby
they
and
got
Max.
married, things started to change immediately. He was not a nice guy after all. If something didn't go his way, he always ran to his mom's house. Because in her mind, he was still her baby, even though he was a 50-year-old man.
I'm about to say, how you a grown man?
Such
How you a
a
grown
mom.
man?
How old is your mother?
Mom and Larry would break up and make up a lot, so that was just normal behavior. But when he got drunk, sometimes we didn't let him inside the house as he could become a violent person. He'd break in by smashing a window to get in on occasion.
Bro, the thing that most annoys me is that it always has a kid on it, and when they talk about females, they always talk about females are weak. I don't know where they come from, but where we come from, they knock you out, bro. Faster than
All
you
I'm
can-
saying is, why would you sit there? Why don't you niggas get divorces? This man is obviously a drunk, bro. There's no love in the world that's gonna keep me with you. You are a drunk. We got kids, and you beating the kids. That's not funny. You beating the kids, or you possibly gonna beat the kids because you want to get tipsy. How do y'all allow that in y'all household? What is up with y'all?
Well, he would not hurt us, but broke things like a TV or a family member's computer, which
Oh, they
was
break my
terrifying.
TVs all over.
The final straw was when he came into our house one day. He kidnapped Ruby and ran away for 2 days until the police arrested him and brought Ruby back home. Even though Larry
But she was like,
wasn't
"Daddy, what are you
dead,
doing?"
That's not.
Mom was literally traumatized by
Not
this
like that, bro.
incident.
I know.
We decided to move out of our house. And it was a great idea to move away from him at a safe distance. We had none of his belongings, so he had no reason to come crawling back to us.
That's true.
So we moved out, and as time went by, we settled into the new house. We all
It's not
started
over?
school, and I always woke up extra early to shower and play video games before I went to
That's
school.
exactly what I do.
I would never
But
do that.
this
That's
one
disgusting.
day,
Well, technically, I
when
never
woke
go to
up at
sleep
4
and just play
a.m.
video
and
games.
finished taking a shower, I came out of the bathroom and looked out of the window unintentionally. It was still dark, and there was a man who was walking up and down the path.
What's wrong with his legs?
First of all, in this situation, where's the heater? Where is the heater? Let the man come in my house. Okay, I'm gonna introduce you to my 45. Say hello.
No, you can't introduce him to the 45. You got to introduce him to the Tommy.
Bro, introduce him to the pump, bro. Ain't no way he breaking up in my house, breaking up my
by the side
crib.
of our house.
Messing with me.
Suddenly,
Go ahead, bro.
He looked up and stared at me.
Better learn some
He
Brazilian jiu-jitsu or
realized
something.
That I saw him.
Oh,
I stood there and did nothing. Then he walked away and stood under the streetlight. It was Larry. He had the most malevolent smile I've ever seen. He came over to the mailbox saying that he was sorry. He said that he wanted to talk to my mom so they could start over again.
Wait, what?
I ran to Mom and woke her up. But we decided to call the police instead of letting him inside.
Oh, she grew up?
10 minutes later, the police came
thought she
to
was
arrest
so
him.
Yeah, I did
We
too.
found out that he drove a car while drunk and left it halfway up the road. And when they searched him, he had a surgical scalpel in his pocket.
Hold on.
He told the police that it was just a joke,
Girl, what's up?
but no one believed him.
Why? First of all,
So
why
get
would the
this.
police not call her?
Every
Hey, your husband out of prison.
1.07 seconds, a new user.
It's just a joke. This is not 2012 where that would get you off the hook. It's just a prank, bro. It's just a prank. Nah, bro, that don't work. You can't do that. I was gonna fake stab her. I was gonna fake stab her, okay? It's not real. I'm gonna prank stab her. She would have been fine.
When I was a kid, I was really into paranormal things, such as ghosts and spirits.
Oh
So
no.
I always got really excited for Halloween.
Oh no.
On one Halloween, my parents took me
Look
and
at my boy
brother
haircut.
to a ghost tour in the city. During the tour, we would visit real haunted houses, which were said to have some
He looked like he
really violent
remember
ghosts.
Kids Next Door? The
I
Life of
know.
Kids from Down the Lane.
We arrived at the location for the tour meetup, an empty parking lot.
You remind me of
But we
number
were a
4, I
bit
think.
early and nobody else had arrived yet. It was a chilly October night, so my parents decided that we should find a building to wait in until more people arrived.
Yeah.
We walked over to the building that the parking lot was meant for, an old hotel, and
Why-
entered the vestibule.
Yeah.
We tried to fully enter the building, but we found
Why
that
does
the
she only
doors
have
leading
one
to the
eye?
lobby inside were locked.
She got the shower gun in the other one.
After
Chill
a
out.
few minutes of standing around, I started to feel strange.
She's gonna move the eye.
A
Sorry, guys.
nauseous feeling swept my stomach. Goosebumps ran up and down my arms, and a piercing feeling of being watched was stabbing, almost burning my back.
Why?
Looking around, it was obvious that me and my family were the only
Why
ones
are they
inside
just
the
standing
vestibule.
like that?
The lobby
wait
of
for
the
somebody to walk up in
building
there.
was also devoid of people.
Plot twist, they're the
Once
murderers.
we saw people enter the parking lot, we left, and I
You
felt
talk too
better.
much to be scared.
And
Yeah, that's
after
true.
that, I was shocked to see the first place we stopped on the tour was the building my family had been waiting in.
Oh my
Now, this building we won't enter, because the spirit inside here is more violent than the others will encounter. The guide stated, "In here, we have the Shadow Man. He doesn't terrorize the whole building, just the area that you enter through. He's been known to slap and scratch people coming inside." A few pictures were passed around.
I think it's slapped
All
by
of
a
a
ghost.
sudden, I don't know how and why, but I recognized
Oh
that
my
an
God.
inky black figure stood against the door's windows. Its eyes were glowing white, and it had long fingers and pointed nails. It was freaky to think that I might have been targeted by the Shadow Man, but I didn't think much of it until after the tour when my family went back home. I started to complain to my mom that my back was itching and burning, so she grabbed some ointment and told me she would look at it.
My mother.
Ointment.
We thought it was just a bug bite. We had been walking around outside at night after all. When she lifted my shirt, she asked when I had scratched my back. I told her I hadn't. She took a picture on her phone and showed it to me. I was met with a long red
Oh my-
scratch leading from my shoulder to the middle of my back.
God dang.
The
What if they
skin
just
on
throw
my
her out the
back
car?
was a shade
Get
of
out.
red,
Fend for yourself.
like a rash. Me and all of my
going to
family
hell.
couldn't say anything, but just turned back straight to our house. The Shadow Man had got me.
How are you allowed to tell this story? Did
This
you look
is
out
not
the
about
window?
my story, but someone from my church, and he wanted to share his experience with anyone else. He's a 32-year-old man, and his pseudonym is Mark.
Stop.
He's a fairly big guy, and this situation took place when he was on his way home from work. He said that he had lost his phone 1 week before this whole situation happened, so he couldn't call and get any help during the story. It was quite late, around
You gotta
11
pick up
p.m.
my free phone.
He had finished work and was
Oh,
walking
Baba
to
phone.
a taxi stop location. And when he got there, a
Or a
few
Trump
people
phone.
were standing around waiting as well. After about 2 minutes, he noticed that there was a minivan approaching. Usually, minivans are cheaper than taxis, and he felt tired that day, so he decided to take the minivan.
Where
He
these
sat on a
people
seat,
at?
and there was a young boy seated in the passenger side next to the driver
Bruh,
who was collecting the
Who
fare.
driving?
And then, 2 other boys who looked like teenagers also boarded the minivan and sat in the seats in front of him.
Right.
Once the minivan took off, after about 5 minutes,
The wheel's
the
not
boy
even
asked
turning.
if they would
bro.
like to drink some Coke.
I would have pulled a
The
Captain
boys
America.
accepted and started drinking,
Before we start, does anyone want to get out?
and they also gave it to Mark. Mark was also feeling thirsty, so he took it.
No, don't
but
drink that.
Only a sip. Not much later, he started feeling drowsy.
Y'all finna get y'all
Just
butt taken.
before he about laid his head on the seat beside him, he noticed that those 2 boys were already knocked out.
They about to.
Imagine, bro. Just
After he laid
imagine.
his head down,
They
he heard
finna.
noises
We
coming
just get
from
in
the
a
back
random
seats.
minivan and start drinking cola.
2 people were talking in a different language. The car was passing a big signboard that showed Crest Chicken Farm,
Boy.
and then he finally passed out. When he got up, he found himself inside a big shed-like barn, and there were some tools on a big table.
Oh,
He was on the floor,
No,
and the other 2
no,
teenage
no.
boys were laying next to him. He
Teenage
still felt
boys.
a bit drowsy, but he managed to get himself up as he was looking for an escape. He saw that the 2 boys were still passed out, so he tried waking them, but they
Punch
wouldn't
'em.
budge. As Mark was kind of a big man, he tried to see if he could carry one of them, but it was hard to do because even Mark was having a hard time to stand properly.
Right.
And then he heard voices. He took a peek
Put 'em
through the
down.
door, and 3 people were walking toward the big shed,
Ooh.
coming from a house on the hill, which was
My bad.
quite close to the shed. Mark panicked and tried to look for another exit. He was looking around the place, and he found one at the end of the shed, luckily. He approached quietly and escaped as fast as he could.
Low key would just jump out any
At
part
this
of the
point,
shed.
his
It's a
vision
shed.
was all blurry, but he managed to find a fence door and unlocked it.
He ain't get.
He heard the people shouting, but he ignored. He just kept on running. When he finally reached his house, it was early morning, around 5 a.m. His wife was up all night waiting for him and ran out the front door as
Can
soon
you
as
call
she
the
saw him.
cops?
He
Yeah, that too.
collapsed and slept for almost the whole day. When he woke up and finally got a chance to explain to his wife what had transpired that night,
What?
he remembered about the other 2 boys who were still there.
Dang.
Then he contacted the police immediately. He told the police about the road signs and a big billboard for Crest Chicken Farm and other things that he could remember. About 2
The
weeks
boys
after,
did.
there
Boys
was a
did.
police report about how they found 2 teenage boys' bodies in a lake and
That's
advised that
disrespectful.
when they examined the bodies, all their organs were missing.
Yeah. Dang.
Mark just stood in fear. And as the event was too traumatic for him, Mark
Threw
had
up.
to quit a job for a while.
I'm gonna be honest. We get one more ad. I want smoke.
Bruh. He could have at least carried one on his back or something, bruh. Dang.
Straight. I tried to skip it.
Bruh, I would have waited behind the door. As soon as they opened, I would have choked one out, body slammed the other one.
They said he was a big guy. Like,
But then they said he couldn't
I
even
got a
stand
room
straight.
with some of my friends at the time, and my
This looks
closer
like an
friends
anime
were in
nigga.
the next room.
It was like Ash
The
Ketchum.
first incident started when I was the only one in my room, still packing mine and the other people's stuff away.
what the hell is going on?
I was on the
Pikachu.
bottom
Why
bunk,
not choose
letting
you?
Mike take the top. When I looked up was some sentence, and it said,
No,
"Hello, you are going next,"
no.
with a creepy smile.
Nani?
On the second day, we all went outside. There were teepee tents next to a field. I hung
Why
out
is
in
the
one
thing
with
so
one of
blurry?
my friends.
Quality went down.
Some others hung out in a second tent.
You gotta change the
But in
quality.
the third tent, I saw a shadow with a knife.
Oh,
I told the teacher
You gonna die.
and another student who went in, but didn't come out.
oh my gosh.
But nobody believed me, and there was nobody inside the tent.
What?
I thought something was really weird. On the third day, 3 of my roommates were out on a day trip with some others, which I was going to do the next day. I had done a mud course, and after that, I decided to have a shower.
Mud
The
course.
water was black and disgusting, which added to this horrible week. All of a sudden, when I was still in the shower booth, the doorknob was shaking. I screamed, and when I got out,
No, don't
I
touch
saw
my booty.
handwriting, "You won't leave alive," on the wall. Then I saw a shadow in the window.
Test me.
My room's door was locked while I was having a shower, so no one could enter in our room. The fourth day, I was taking a walk someplace that no one knew, and then I found a huge knife and blood-soaked clothes. I just hoped that this stupid and terrible camp would finish soon.
Get the knife. Bruh.
Then the last night, I woke up in the middle of the night because I saw the same shadow leaving my room. And there was a knife on the floor. Again. I couldn't sleep the rest of that night.
That's
The last day, I was left to clean the room and set the beds for the students, whoever would use it next. When I was about to finish, I saw the door and it said, "You are lucky you survived. I didn't have enough time, but next, I will not let you go."
who has the time to write all this?
I panicked, so I ran from that creepy room. I told my teacher. However, by the time we got back, it was gone.
What?
As I got onto the bus, I looked in the window of that room, and the shadow stared back at me, with a decapitated head in one hand, and in the other hand, the same knife I had seen twice.
Wait, what happened to the people that died?
Later, when I came back from the camp, I heard about that place. It was an orphanage and a mental institution that had many mysterious deaths. To this day, I wondered what would have happened if I'd spent longer than 5 days at that place.
Yo sitting there being scared.
So is someone supposed to be a ghost or what?
This happened pretty recent, about 3 weeks ago. Myself and 3 friends were hanging out at a shopping center one evening. We were messing around posting clips on TikTok.
Ew.
One of my friends started laughing, and I asked her what she was laughing at. She told me that guy behind us kept staring at me. When I turned around, it was some older guy just watching me. He had black sunglasses, a cap, an old Adidas tracksuit with scuffed up shoes.
I
and
don't
had a
see
disgusting
nothing
looking
wrong.
beard. My friends thought it was hilarious, but I found it really weird. Then another one of my friends said, she thinks that guy lives on the street, about a few houses down.
Oh, my quality is garbage. Garbage, I tell you, garbage.
She said that he actually follows her on TikTok.
Oh my gosh.
What's up with TikTok anyway? Hold up, bro. My quality is straight hot doo doo. How are you watching this?
I'm just trying to.
I guess I'll end it there because I don't want nobody watching this crap.
You said what?
Who wants to watch? Like on my screen, like because I can go to the actual thing. It's really normal, but when I look at the thing,
Is anybody watching the stream right now?
yeah. Other than you, yeah.
It says one watching right now.
Damn, I'm kind of hurt. It was like 3 people watching. I dropped my phone.
They probably seen the quality. It was like, yeah, I'm out. All right, I'm gonna head out.
Probably. You can head out too, bro. I'm gonna end it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I'm gonna go watch some 4 stars.
Oh my goodness.
Probably react to it.
I'm ready to edit this video. I don't know why you don't